Hey everyone, welcome back to Take a Sip podcast. I'm Leche,
And I'm Tito.
and what are you drinking today, Tito?
I'm going back to my favorite beer, Victory Sour Monkey.
Sour Monkey, nice, dude.
Yeah, what
I'm
about you?
drinking the beer I can never pronounce correctly, dude. The Pacifico.
There you go, you got it.
And today it's a pretty special episode. We have a special guest with us.
Introduce yourself.
All right. My name's Erick, but I also go as Create.
And what are you drinking today, Erick?
Well, today I am drinking a Corona.
Rona. Keeping it classy, keeping it simple.
That's
Yeah,
right.
man.
That's right.
So Erick is actually, for me, is an old time friend. We met back in elementary school. We were in a program called Caminos. So 1 week we studied in English, the next week we studied in Spanish, and so on and so forth. And he was in that program with me. Up to middle school, most of our friends went to a different middle school than we chose. So we at least recognized each other down the hallway compared to meeting our new friends.
Yeah.
And even still went into high school a bit.
Mm-hmm. And I've known Erick since high school. I mean, I was when I moved here to Chelsea when I was 14. I believe I met Erick when I was 15. When I think it was my sophomore year.
Yeah,
And,
15, 16.
I met him through one of our old friends, Andre. So that's how he introduced me. Yeah, to Erick, pretty much.
Okay. Yeah. I remember so you were, I think, a year behind, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I have been a long time friend with Andre. Skated since I started high school. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a year older. Or is he the same year as us?
Yeah, he's a year older, but he graduated in our class because he had this one weird year where he moved to Colombia for his dad, I believe.
Oh, what? Yeah, you know what? That kind of sounds familiar.
Yeah, and then he moved back, and because education is different everywhere, they had to set him back a year. So that was when he graduated with you and me in 2013.
Okay, I see. Yeah, but that was because of him I met Leche.
Yeah. And also Erick is the incredible artist, graphic designer, creator of the Alpha Penguin and Techno Freak logos. My logo also just recently went through a minor change on the character in the background, but it's still their incredible logo. So we thank you so much for that.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much for that. You know, you did an amazing job.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it. You know, if anything, thank you guys for allowing me to work with your tag name and be able to be the one to design what basically is going to be the face of your stream. You know.
Yes. And he's done other work for other streamers, other small companies, and he's even working with one of our friends from our Destiny clan, Grandpa Jobel. So that logo hopefully will be coming out soon if he allows Erick to post it.
Yeah, and even if he doesn't allow me, it's gonna be out there. You know, if you know him or you follow him or you follow the clan. Or you come up against the clan, you know, you're going to end up seeing it. But what matters to me is that, you know, you guys get what you want. And I try to be as easygoing with you guys as you guys are with me.
Yeah, and you definitely were easy to work with. So, again, thank you so much for that.
So, Erick, getting into that, what made you get into like this digital design, the logo work? Like, what made you... Like, what inspired you to actually do this type of stuff?
Right. Well, it's funny. I think, you know, as a child and, you know, having really, hardworking parents. I grew up a lot watching TV, watching movies, and I was always fascinated by, what it took to make one of these productions, want to make a whole movie or a TV show or an animation, et cetera, et cetera. And for many years, it was just like a passion or something that I always wanted to like look into, but never really found the opportunity to go into it, especially such a young age. We're talking about, since I was 8 up until 13, 14.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. I went to church and new church, and they offered me the opportunity to like I walked in and I saw cameras filming the whole like stage and everything. I was like, those are huge cameras and they look nice and the production looks beautiful, and I did whatever it took to get in there,
Yeah.
Just knowing that, I was always shy, so the idea was never to be in front of the camera. I was always fascinated by being behind it and, working with hard-working parents, immigrant parents. It was always, don't be afraid to start from the bottom and rise up. So be one of the be a cameraman, and then eventually you'll get into being a director or a producer or whatever floats your boat. And so I walked into the church. I saw the cameras, and I said, "Okay, cool. This is my thing," And I did it for like 2-3 years, and then I left church for personal reasons, and I did my own thing. I worked meaningless jobs and just did whatever I had to do to survive, I guess. And then out of nowhere, an old contact hit me up and said, "Hey, I'm going into this website. If you want to come in and, do some video editing." I know we used to do that with the, old cameras and all the filming that we did, all the, what's it called, experience you have.
Yeah.
Would be, very lucky to have you. And I said, you know what? Okay, cool. Let's do it. And in there, the guy walked up to me and he said, the main boss of the website, and he said, "Hey, I'm looking for a graphic designer. I'm looking for a filmer. I'm looking for a photographer." He listed everything in the book. And I looked over at the guy that, I had the contact with, and he's just like giving me these eyes of like, just say yes, just say okay. And I just went for it. And I said, yeah, I do everything. I do all of that. Anything you need, I got it. And this is the type of contact that, or at least person, CEO, web designer, whatever this guy is, that he threw his credit card at me. And he said, whatever apps, whatever programs, whatever you guys need, there you go. Just
he really believed in you.
Right. So I said, oh, crap. He gave me the tools, and I told him, I did a quick research of what programs I would need if I was that type of person. And everything came back to like Adobe Workshop.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I need this, but it's like $600, a year. And he was like, okay. And he threw the credit card. And I was like, okay. So, I bought the programs, and I basically put myself in a situation where I can't say no. And I'm telling you, he said, do this with this, do that with that. Very limited like information or like he just orders given. And it was more of, I had to know what he wanted or how to do it. And thank God for YouTube. Thank God for, some programs that I bought that helped me tutor into learning some stuff. But essentially it opened my eye to knowing that there's a lot of other areas of this whole industry that, that I could do. And it's very fascinating and fun. Like, if it wasn't for me doing this, I wouldn't have been the contact for your logos.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, one door opens. I mean, you close one door and another one opens. That whole thing, dude. It's just
exactly.
It's crazy, dude.
So I put myself in a situation where I knew it was going to be fun to be the type of person who did those type of things.
Mhm.
So, I've always been an improviser and a very charismatic person. So, and a hard worker. So,
Yeah,
if I said I'm going to do something, I'm
you're
going
gonna
to
pull
bust my
through and do
ass. Exactly. Pull through until somehow I make it,
Yeah, man, I hear that. Trust me.
But yeah, that's how I got into it. That's my story towards it.
That's crazy, man. I mean, I feel like I had the almost the same drive and passion that you had. And I feel like someone did reach, gave me that hand, that lift up and whatever. So that's crazy to hear that, it happens to it's great to hear that happens to other people.
Right, exactly.
Um I know you're also into like gaming and stuff like that. So I know you're heavily that what Alpha told me that you're a big PlayStation fan more than anything, that you don't do any other consoles or anything like that.
Well, okay. So let's be fair here. I was first gen PlayStation, and I feel like there was something about the Sony products that just my family was into. Where
Hmm.
as a child, do we have control? I mean, at
Not
least
really.
Leche, you're right behind us, but not just a few, generations before you. I mean, after you, sorry. Start getting what they want in a different type of manner, where us old
Mhm.
generations are confused and like, well, you didn't beat our ass. You beat our ass, beat their ass. But I didn't get to choose, and for me it was always a PlayStation, and only later on in the years that I find out that there was other consoles. But PlayStation
Mhm.
2, the thick one, PlayStation 2, the skinny one, the PSP, et cetera, et cetera. Um,
So you
but
started, you could say like you
I'm
started from your
gaming.
childhood, or was the PS1 your first console ever? Like your first
Yeah,
intro to gaming?
it was actually. It was the white one, the one that had the two buttons on the side, and one of them opened the disc, the other one turned it on. Um, I'm talking about, this is 2000, 2001, around there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I came to this country when I was 5 years old.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but what's awesome is I'm a huge fan of the podcast, so I'm also 100% Guatemalan. So cheers
Oh,
to you
nice.
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet
So
to hear that, dude.
yeah, exactly. You're not the only one. So I was proud to know that there was more of us. And
Yeah.
um, no, but yeah, the PlayStation only recently did that I've been with my girlfriend for about 4 years, that she got me into PC. So
Mm,
recently I've been into drifting into PC more, but I've always been a PlayStation guy.
yeah. Yeah. Like how me and Alpha, so like in the past, I think it was our third episode that we talked about our past when it came to gaming. I think I said my first. I mean, I probably had consoles beforehand, but my favorite era of gaming was probably when the N64 was uh was a mainstay and whatever. So I definitely had more fun with those
Okay,
games that I remember as a child. So
right.
like the old classic like Mario 64, let's see, Donkey Kong Country and stuff like that. Like those classic Nintendo games, just they
It
always
was
hold
also,
a special place in my
yeah,
heart.
yeah. That's it's hilarious because to me those are like exotic games, in the sense that I would always go to friends' house and they would have every other system, or the
Mm,
one that I didn't. So it was like, cool, if I go to this house, I get to play this donkey game, the Donkey Kong game. Or if I go to this, guy's house, I get to play this Mario game where I get to pick up penguins and throw them off edges. And, it's pretty, Yeah. It's so for me it was more like, if I get invited or I get taken somewhere, I get to
That's when
enjoy
you
those
take
things.
advantage of
Yeah,
playing
so
and stuff like that.
they were awesome as a child, but I don't feel
Mhm.
like I have the right to be like they were mine or I know of the game, you know?
Yeah. If you're a PlayStation fan, do you like games that are more narrative driven? Like you like them because of the story, or are you more like FPS, first person shooter, just mindless, you know, running gun
Right.
like Call of Duty or something like that? So, what type of game are
Well,
you into?
it's I'm um I'm driven by emotion. So I feel like when I want to shoot around, I throw in Battlefield. I'm a huge
Hmm.
Battlefield fan, but ultimately I do love a story. So I love the Uncharted series,
Mm,
and
it's a good series.
yeah, or like God of War. That's
Oh
more
man,
blood and gore, but you know what I mean. Like at least with the
but
new
the
series,
story, yeah,
yeah.
the story
So
is amazing in God of War.
yeah, and I feel like the debate has always been that online has been better for Xbox series, and I've never denied it. I feel like competition is always like more aggressive and taken more seriously.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh, but I have to take it, hands down, give it when it comes to story mode to the PlayStation
no, and I
series.
agree with you. It's definitely PlayStation definitely has more story driven games. I mean, for example, you already listed Uncharted, um, God of War, The Last of Us,
Yeah,
um,
there you go.
more recently like the Spider-Man game. So stuff like that. It's just more narrative first person. So it's just let the story take you away type of game for PlayStation, which is a great narrative.
Right. Do you guys have a PlayStation favorite?
PlayStation like generation or game?
I'm gonna say game, just
Game.
in any generation. Yeah, a game
So
in any generation.
to be honest, the only PlayStation that I've had was the PS2, and my favorite of all time series on the PS2 was Jack and Daxter from
That's
Naughty
the
Dog.
best
So,
game. I bought the remastered version, the one that
oh
had all
really?
three. I
Oh
had to. It was that's such a classic childhood game
yeah,
where I couldn't miss out. The fact that it was remastered and I could play it in a futuristic console was like hell yeah.
yeah. I would take that in a heartbeat too if I had a PlayStation.
Right, exactly. Yeah. No, I think they were good up until like this there was this Jack and Dexter like race where you
Yeah,
got into pods and it was a race game. I've never
yeah.
been
That's where it
into
kind of
racing
kind
games.
of lost me
Yeah,
too.
exactly. It went into a bit more franchise than
Hmm.
story mode.
Yeah, sadly.
Right.
Then Naughty Dog started making the Uncharted series. So, I mean,
Well, I
from there
can't
it's
complain.
history.
Yeah, exactly. What's it called? But yeah, I like I said, ultimately it's just PlayStation and currently PC, but I don't think I could adjust or would want to put into the effort to adjust to an Xbox.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason why I moved even to an Xbox recently is because uh I had to share with my younger brother an Xbox 360, I believe it was. Yeah, the 360. So I was forced to share with them. So it was like a Christmas gift for both of us, and that's how I started technically with the Xbox.
I see.
And
Okay.
then from there, I kind of never went back to PlayStation.
Right.
So
I mean, you got what you got, and you
exactly,
get right. Yeah. I could have swear if I would have been the Xbox, I would have been the Xbox guy.
yeah. I know. Since I say God blessed. Um, I always say this. I thank God for like everything that I've gone through and whatever in life. But recently, I was able to get my brother his own PlayStation and whatever, so he is now a PlayStation fan. So it's it's pretty lucky for him since he moved on to that. And I bought it for him on a younger age when he was like 17. So definitely learned to like appreciate it a little bit more and whatever. So
Damn, right.
I think Alpha his first console was a PS1 as well. So I remember going to his house before I even had a PlayStation or Nintendo 64. We used to go over his house, pretty much how you did with you went to friend's house. We went to his house to play like Spyro and like other games like that on the original PlayStation.
Oh, damn.
But that was I think when we were like probably like 10 or not even like 9 probably.
Damn. Hey, Mokar, can you give me a sec? I gotta.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, we can take a break
cool.
now if anything. Yeah. All right, and we're back, guys. So we were just talking about reminiscing about the old PlayStation series and whatever. I was saying that I remember going to Alpha's house and playing in his house because I don't remember having a PlayStation. I think the console I had before all that was a Game Boy, so I remember going to his house a lot on that end.
Yeah, you were normally handheld consoles before like your main console of the PlayStation. PlayStation 2. PS2, yeah. Yeah, our main game was like Spyro, the Power Rangers Rescue Force, I think it was.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And a few other like old school games like that, and then so we've literally progressed with systems as they come out. Like even when our parents can't afford it, like we found ways to make our own money and join the system.
Yeah, seriously.
Right, devoted gamers.
Literally,
gamers, dude.
Yeah.
I make my kids twiddle his thumb too when he's 5.
Have you said if you're a PlayStation or Xbox, Eric?
Yeah, full PlayStation since 5 years. I know. You know, like I said, I told Leche. At least at the age that I got my first console, I was in the privilege of saying what I wanted, kind of like these new generations. But if in another parallel universe, I would have been an Xbox guy. It was just based on my parents' choice.
Yeah, we get it.
But choice, no choice.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, PlayStation 1, the white one, and it was awesome. It was everything I wanted. I had the game with Galaga, the spaceships, all the arcade games.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it was game galore, at least for the time being. The graphics were fascinating, and then you look back to it and it's like, whoa.
But at the moment,
exactly.
But so we also, while you were doing our logos, we kind of bonded over how we all played Skyrim in one way or another.
Yeah.
So I did a little research on that too, and obviously you know that Microsoft bought Bethesda for $7.5 billion.
Nice amount.
So with Elder Scrolls 6 and now Bethesda being part of Microsoft, how do you feel that Elder Scrolls 6, when it comes out, because it's still it's in development, but it's still far from being a release date or whatever, that it might just be an Xbox and PC type of game instead of a PlayStation one?
Exclusivity just to those consoles, pretty much?
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I love that you brought this up because I think you've had this conversation before, and like I told Leche, I'm a huge fan of the podcast, so I've listened to every episode, and like I said, I'm really happy you brought this up because I feel like honestly there's certain games that are creations of Microsoft, and they take full pride in it, and they make sure that it's only Xbox exclusive. But
Mhm.
I feel like in a world where we've already have, all these games that are for both consoles, I think it would be unwise economically for the company Microsoft to just have it for Xbox. When they can make twice as much winnings giving it to both consoles,
Mhm.
and even other consoles. Like I think there
It's
is
on the
such thing
Switch too.
as, right. I was just about to say that. I
It's
think
on the
they,
Switch.
Yeah.
yeah, it's on PC. I mean, I bought that game like 3 times myself in my whole lifetime. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Just because the disc broke or et cetera, et cetera. But
Yeah.
I feel like they, just strategically, they wouldn't just make it for one console. So honestly, I'm not scared. I'm not, afraid of what might to come. I feel like,
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like we're all set. We're gonna get the game. It's just, if
Yeah.
anything, there's gonna be nice games that are gonna come out that PlayStation might not have.
Yeah.
Well, that's where it gets difficult because there have been certain games that just do get released for one system. It's not really for everything.
Yeah.
I mean,
True.
look at Fall Guys. Fall Guys is just PlayStation and PC, like no Xbox. But how many people have still downloaded and played that game? That game is still trending out there. On top
Right.
of that, there was a PlayStation game, where it was like people had like abilities, and your character was somehow able to absorb these abilities.
Sounds
I
like
About
Kirby.
Infamous.
Infamous was, yeah, that was sorry.
Oh, Infamous.
Yeah,
I know
that game was
game.
specifically PlayStation, but I knew people that for Xbox and found ways to just get the game and still play it themselves. So
Are you serious?
yeah, yeah.
Damn,
Some people,
damn.
yeah,
I
some
think
people are specifically only buying PlayStations right now that have the PT, the playable trailer for the old Silent Hill game that's not getting released anymore.
Mhm.
That they just buy the PlayStations that have that download so they could play it, and then they probably resell it again.
But that
Oh,
comes
I
into
see what
the
you
same
mean.
issue, though. That's where I don't like about exclusivities, because then it forces you to grab one console over another, and it shouldn't be that way. It should be
Right.
like
I
True.
game
mean,
releases to all consoles regardless, you know?
Well, I mean, for big companies like Sony and Microsoft, I mean, it's just a
It's
numbers game.
competition for sure.
Yeah.
yeah, they just want to show off that they have, equal games, but their own.
And
Exactly.
And it's kind of, Microsoft did freaking flex dropping that amount of money just to buy a studio, like an entirely big studio.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
It's
them
such
just
a
saying to Microsoft a big middle finger to them.
right. I mean, it's
Instead of, progressively making good studios like PlayStation does, like Insomnia and stuff, the people who made Spider-Man,
Yeah.
the people who made God of War, instead of building like, step by step, year over year, making it improvements. They said, let me just buy a studio that's already good and established and has little other smaller studios within that big branch.
Yeah.
right.
I don't know.
It's
It's Microsoft. They're smart, but I think Erick's right though. I think they'll miss out so much if they made it only like Xbox exclusives for sure. They'll miss out so much.
When it comes to
it,
sales, I mean, that's what I feel like for them it matters. I could be wrong.
if yeah, like I said, it's just a numbers game. It's hard to really tell how any, especially right now with these two systems coming out, it's definitely neck to neck right now on how each company is doing and promoting and what they're buying to gain like their audience. It's
Right.
they're going at it right now.
Maybe someone in Microsoft got, that offended from Fallout 76 and said, I have to do something. I have to buy that. I have to make it right.
I have to make it right. I got to put the money down.
Yeah.
That's right.
But you played Fallout a little bit, right?
Yes, I have not played 76, but
Ooh.
I've played 4. I've played Fallout New Vegas. That's
great.
That's not even by Bethesda too.
It's not even from them, yeah.
Yeah, but I love the role playing games, and I feel like I switch back and forth between Fallout and Skyrim.
Yeah.
And Skyrim, bro, that game
Skyrim.
is so old, but man, it still pulls me in. Still,
It does. It's so good.
incredible, man.
Important question. What's your race in Skyrim?
Okay, so it's always
Be careful because both Techno and I are 2 different races when it comes to Skyrim. So,
all right. So I'm gonna start off with what I have right now, which is something new that I've recently. I started a new campaign, and I don't know how you guys feel about mods, but this is my first campaign, which is going all out with mods.
Oh shit, you're going in.
And yeah, and I'm just having a blast, and I'm just like, whoa, okay, new game completely,
Mm-hmm.
But I'm usually an Imperial, I have to admit.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm an
Choosing
Imperial
allegiance on one side.
because I like rebelling and saying, you know what? Even though I'm an Imperial, I'm gonna choose the other side. I'm a Stormcloak. I'm a Stormcloak all the way.
Yeah, Stormcloak. Yeah,
okay.
Mhm.
I agree, dude. Hell yeah.
But I mean, like, what's your
Imperial, dude? That's an Imperial. That's one of the races. Yeah.
I know it's so weird. But yeah, it is. They are.
Oh, okay, yeah. I remember now.
I know you're what is it called? God.
I'm a Khajiit.
Khajiit. There you go. Fucking Khajiit.
And
I'm a
those
cat
are
person.
yeah,
The cat people.
yeah, exactly. Your people was in that movie, Cats. I remember. Yeah.
Oh, fuck you. Get
Yeah,
out
they're
of
even
here.
more famous. Dude.
Yeah, you're kicked. Get out.
No, but I like that race.
That.
What is it?
Yeah.
Kajar or
Khajiits.
No. There's a specific character that.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
know what you're talking about. He like roams around a lot.
Yeah.
He has like a little posse that's always like hanging outside of, I don't know.
I don't know if
Freaking
it's like
hippies.
Riften or something like that, but they hang around a lot, like little small towns like that.
Yeah, I feel bad because every time I meet them, they always lose someone.
Hey, at least I'm not the Geico Gecko.
The Argonian.
That's Techno. Techno's the lizard people.
The
Yeah.
lizard people, that's the guys I'm trying right now. I love it
Yeah.
because it's, what's fun that I've never like felt like would be a fun thing, but just walking on underwater. Just
Yeah, that's what I do a lot too. I do for pearls.
Right. I didn't realize how fun it was, or how beneficial it would be with sneak. Because I'm a sneak person myself.
Oh yeah.
Like bow and arrow. And only recently, because of the mods, I just picked up this incredibly OP sword and just started slicing away. But usually I'm a sneak guy,
I'm definitely a sneak guy myself, dude.
Sneak with the bow and arrow, and then when it comes to actual fighting, I'm the magic caster, so I need a lot of mana potions.
Tito likes to be the mage. Yeah.
Okay. What spell? Or what's like the fireball or the straight fire?
I use, sticking with the penguin aspect of it, I use a lot of the ice shards.
Hey, okay.
And then the chain lightning.
Nice. Yeah, that always gives a good combo. You freeze them, and then you
just shock the hell out of them. Yeah.
Okay, so one more question for you guys. What's your shout for Skyrim? Your favorite shout?
Easy. Solitaire.
Okay, cool.
He does Solitaire. I don't know the name of it, but it's literally the one where you shout and it just pushes everybody back. It blows people away. It's like the first shout you get.
I know how to say it. I know.
You know
I know the shout. Yo, yeah.
Yo, good impression. Let's go. Let's hear it.
It's Fosroda.
That's legit, dude. The actual
Um,
name of it, though, I don't know. Now thinking about it,
Okay.
right?
it's
You got me thinking.
force push or something like that.
Is it for? I think
I
it
have
might
no
be
idea.
force push.
Because there's a shout called throw voice, but that's like you literally shout and it makes the enemy hear voices wherever you aimed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hold on, I'll look it up real quick.
I think the one that people like Loki don't use if you like play it legit is Dragon Aspect. That one's pretty strong. That one gives you like an overshield and it lasts like a good like 4 minutes and it like gives you like massive shield and then like a massive amount of damage, like extra
It's
damage.
pretty, yeah, I think it's pretty dope. It gives you like this neon
Yeah, the
like
glow.
aura. Yeah, exactly.
Unrelenting force. That's what it
That's
is.
the one. Yeah.
There you go. Yep.
Well, I mean, when you're using magic, I kind of need to push people back and give myself my distance that I need.
I hate when I go to the caves and the freaking the zombos yell at me, and then I'm like, throttling around like a ragdoll, and it's like, stop yelling at me! I need to yell at you.
All right, Eric. This is a legit question now.
Okay.
Were you a vampire slayer or were you a werewolf? Were part of the Dawn? What are they called?
The Dawn Guard. Yeah.
The Dawn Guard or the?
Well, I don't know. It's crazy because, like I said, I'm the Imperial race, but I'm all about the Stormcloaks. So it was funny because I would have the vampire daughter as my companion, the one with the scroll, as my companion. Yet I would go and visit the Dawn Guard and be like, "What's up, guys? What's up, homies? Like, what's the new mission? What new vampire scum do I have to kill?" And then she's like right next to me, and it's like, what every time she's there, she's like, "I don't feel safe. We should," whatever she says. It's
I have to go kill your cousin Curtis tomorrow. So
right there you go. So I got to enjoy the company of a vampire, but ultimately I was a vampire killer. And I don't think I've ever tried morphing into a werewolf.
Oh, I stayed a werewolf, dude.
Me too.
Yeah, I love
really
running around with the werewolf. Yeah, it's fun.
It's really fun.
Damn. Okay, I gotta try it then.
It does get annoying though because when you like, for example, you're done looting a cave or a crypt or something like that, and it's nighttime. You're like, you hear the big thuds of your heart. And then you're like, oh man, I'm about to transform. I need to go to a safe spot or try not to go to a town or you're going to attract the attention and get yourself killed.
Yeah, that's the worst. Like you really got to memorize your area that you're in.
Nah, you have a period of werewolf time where it's like you got to know when your time is coming. Damn, that's crazy. Okay, I gotta try it out then. That's fun.
Well, I mean, with mods, you should be able to like get something like that really soon, wouldn't you?
Just to tease yourself a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's this whole portal right next to Riften, and I go into it, and it's like it's a combination of every city, and I have like just I don't know, it's like a candy shop. You know what I mean? I got to pick every spell, every shout, every. I was just having fun, I've played this thing like 4 times, and it's at this point I just gotta see what I could do with OP-ness.
Yeah,
it's funny though because I do miss the walking around and hearing a dragon and just my heartbeat just racing, saying, "Do I have enough tools? Do I have enough spells? Can I heal myself? Am I good?"
Yeah. That's it's. I always keep an ear out for the dragons, and then it could also just be showing how deaf I get during that game sometimes, or how just concentrated I get in the scenery. Then a dragon just pops out of nowhere and like starts attacking me, and I was like, "No, wait! I didn't hear you. I should have been given the first blow."
Right.
It's the worst.
No, right. But the shout that you like helps every time they come and attack. Whatever they're throwing at you, whether it's fire or ice or etc., that always interrupts their shout.
Me?
Yeah, when what was it? The unrelenting
Sometimes
force.
if you could land it if you can land it right, yeah, you could stun them and like disrupt their own shouts. Or even like as they're breathing fire, breathing ice to slow you down. Yeah, it definitely comes helpful with that. But even with Techno's Soul Tear, like that's pretty helpful with them too. No.
That's when you're like about to finish them off. That's just
okay.
Pretty much to fill up your soul gems, because I like having like enhancements on my weapons and whatnot. So I like to always refill them.
Right, right.
So
the one thing I do. Sorry.
No, go.
Well, I was gonna say I love doing to the dragons the bend will, so I could ride them and whatnot.
I was so fascinated at the fact that I did that, and my girlfriend had been playing that game for so much longer than I had, and the fact that I did that, I guess it was something new, or I don't know, but I did it, and she was like, "What the fuck?" Like, you're riding a drag. I sent pictures. She was at work. She was like, Don't play anymore. Let me see when I get home." And I'm like, "Nah, I gotta find out what happened."
Yeah, that's like the best thing I ever did.
Yeah. And I mean, going back to like Elder Scrolls 6, like just with these new systems coming out and the better graphics, it's gotta. I bet it's gotta look incredible when someone plays it.
Oh yeah, definitely, dude. That's when I'll buy a system. You see, I'll wait until that game comes out.
Until that one.
See, I have a theory. You always wait, for the first. I would
2 years
say,
or so.
for the first generations of this consoles to come out, because that's when the bugs. I mean, that's when they're broken or malfunctioning or something's wrong with them. But I was waiting until they're improved, and then I'm like, then I'll get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the whole Skyrim 6 or whatever, Elder Scrolls 6, that won't come out until, dude, I think Bethesda said like another like 3 or 4 years probably.
Yeah, so I mean, by that time we might have another system again too.
Yeah. So
yeah, it's just fun to hear, like, because also you can go into it and it still shows like they're working on it. Sometimes how they do some of their personal graphics. So like, there's a video I saw of them like going to the actual mountains and looking at the landscape, and then like generating that into their systems to make it as realistic as possible. Like that's
wow.
That sounds and like looks cool.
I mean, look how long it took them to create GTA 5, dude.
Yeah.
GTA 4 came out in like 2005, 6 or something like that.
Which one?
But then Grand Theft Auto 5 didn't come out until like 2013. So like a whole like 7 years pretty much.
Yeah, about.
Wow.
I mean, Elder Scrolls, but this is a huge leap because Elder Scrolls Skyrim came out in 2011. It's almost 10 years, dude.
Right. But it's like you said, I still play it here and there.
I know, dude. It's like endless fun, pretty much.
But yeah.
But even still, like, even though it came in 2011, when they did the whole rework for it, so graphics were better, the loading screens were much faster than the 5 minutes you had to wait originally.
Right.
Yeah, that was also around the same time that BioShock did its thing, didn't it, Leche?
BioShock for us, yeah.
Yeah.
Caught our attention for sure.
Yeah, that was during the time we had like all the time to just play all these games, and those were our games at the moment.
A lot of horror games for me.
Okay.
Dead Space and all that.
Dead Space, yeah. I was I feel like I was always like GTA type of environment. What's the genre called?
Like free roam and like
role
It's an
playing as
open
well.
world,
No?
right?
Open
Yeah.
world. There you go. That's the term.
Yeah.
I was so like even hitting back to the point that Tito said, there's certain games that they're so popular, that you can't have or expect the buyer to not only purchase a whole new console just to buy a certain game. For example, I'm a huge fanatic or fan of Saints Row.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I remember when I was a little kid, I used to go to my friends, my parents' friend's house, and one of their friends had an Xbox, and the only Xbox I played, he let me play Gears of War, which I wasn't a fan. The whole controller, but that's a whole different story. And he let me play Saints Row, the first game, the first one.
Okay.
And I thought it was so cool. It was, it was about gangs and it was about this and that. And then I, tried to look for it for the PlayStation back when Blockbuster was a thing. I don't know if, anyone remembers that.
Only our generation did.
Exactly. So I was looking for it, and I'm so sad. But I would go in, I would look for that game, I would try to rent it, and it would always only be for that console. But ever since that game, the second one up until the new one has always been for both consoles because it was so popular that it just made sense to make twice as much money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. True.
I got it.
Yeah. But horror games were hard for me. I remember there was this, I don't know if it was a Silent Hill game, but it was a game where you basically walk around and you had a camera and you take pictures of nothing. And then when you look at the picture, like, there was a ghost there and that's how you keep them away or something like that. And, yeah.
I know what game you're talking about.
I know what it's called too. I can't say. I don't remember the name.
Yeah, so I remember that was the last game where I said, "Hey, I don't have a gun. There's no point. I might as well just lay down and like be taken advantage of,
Yeah. Oh man, dude, you would hate the game. What is it called? Outlast.
Spirit Camera, was that the game?
Erick.
No. That's recently.
Okay.
It's not a recent game. It's definitely not Outlast.
I know.
You would have remembered that game for sure.
Fatal Frame,
I think it was, maybe. You're taking pictures of ghosts and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I forget who played. I think Markiplier also played that game for a bit, or somebody.
Yes, it is. I just searched it up. And I think you're right too. Markiplier did play that game.
Yeah, like right after, like this was one of his first games. Right after like Amnesia helped him like blow up and stuff.
Yeah. Damn. But so I played one of these games and I kept dying. It didn't make sense.
Yeah, this isn't for me.
Yeah, I feel like maybe the story was too complex for me at the time. Where I tried it as a youngling, and since it didn't work out, it kind of drifted me from not even trying.
No, definitely.
But I could say that I'm a huge Telltale games.
Oh yeah. Very story driven, like
they are.
What is it called? Like make your own adventure type of game or whatever.
Yeah,
yeah.
Right. The fact that based on your decisions, there's a certain consequence that happens. I feel like those are games that very much appeal to me.
Yeah.
And I know
they've also. Sorry to cut you off, but they've also helped like make a lot of like multiple ending games like super popular now too.
But yeah, my girlfriend's a big fan of Mass Effect. I haven't personally played it, but I've heard that it has 3 endings. You know what I mean? So it has three different playthroughs, and I love those type of games because you get to choose who you are. Or even Infamous. Infamous has the type of choice where you get to be good or you get to be bad. That's your choice. Or you get to be neutral too.
Yeah, and it has so much replayability to it. Like, it just gives more worth to the game when you could just go back and replay.
I think my favorite Telltale game is the Walking Dead one. The Walking Dead series is definitely like a really good one.
Yeah,
I played the first season. It's so good.
Yeah,
it's hilarious. And what's even funnier, right, is my son came over one holiday, and he's talking to me. I go over my parents' house. He said he wants to sleep over for just a weekend. I said okay. I come pick him up on Sunday, and he has a Switch. Now he normally doesn't play that with me, but whatever. He's spoiled with his grandparents, and he comes up to me. Yeah, exactly. He comes up to me and he's like, "Oh, Papa," which is my dad, his grandfather. Papa bought me a new game, and I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. What kind of game?" And he's like, "It's The Walking Dead." I was like, "What? Like which one?" Because I played the first one, and he's like, "I think it's the second one." I was like, "You better hand that over right now, because I need to play right." I haven't played the second one, so I gotta play it. And
look, it's your bedtime. Go to sleep.
Right.
give me the Switch. I need to make sure you're actually sleeping.
Right. It's reading time. You gotta go read. Read me the story out loud while I play. But yeah, I played the first season, right? Because it's different seasons in the game, and I didn't get a chance to play the continuous ones, but I have heard it gets better.
Yeah, like the story's like way better. Like it gets darker, like toned and whatnot. So harder choices.
What's the name of the main character on the first one? Anything? The main character. The name of the main character
sounds about right.
Oh, what's her name? Clementine, wasn't it?
No, but she's
that's a girl. But the
she's
guy
in
that finds
two. Like
the guy. It wasn't a Joel.
Lee.
Oh yeah, it was
Lee.
Yeah.
That was Joel. I don't know why I said Joel.
Yeah, I think that's the actual game. No, the actual show.
Yeah, maybe. I think so. My bad.
No, you're thinking of Joel McHale from After the Walking Dead, like that show when they talk about what episode just came out.
Yeah, that's. I don't know why I was thinking of that.
Yeah. Lee is the first guy, and then once thing happens, you become Clementine after.
Yeah, I saw that based on the game that my son was playing.
Yeah.
I would only imagine what the story was, but I feel like those type of games are very fun.
So you also mentioned to me that you've played the Uncharted games, right?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah. So how do you feel about the movie? What do you think? How do you think that's gonna go?
Honestly, I don't know if it's true or not, but I heard that Mark Wahlberg is going to be Sully, and that excited me so much. Yeah, I don't know. It's just I don't know. He's I don't know. It's just it's funny.
Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg. Yeah.
I feel like
awesome.
it's always hilarious because in most of his movies it's always like I don't know which one it was where he was like, "Oh, it's the Mexican cartel," and then his partner or whoever he was with was like, "How are you getting this info? Like, what's making you think that these guys that are attacking us are this huge like Mexican cartel thing?" I don't know. He's hilarious.
Yeah, he does an array of roles from like serious to funny to just what are you doing?
Exactly.
But like I was talking to Leche a few days ago as well. Like Tom Holland being Nathan Drake, like it's weird because Tom Holland at this point is kind of like Robert Pattinson. They're just stuck in like
They're typecast.
when you think of Robert Pattinson, you think of Edward Cullen from Twilight. It's hard to really see him in another role. So like when I hear Tom Holland, I hear Spider-Man. So it's gonna be weird, like having that weird barrier broken from Spider-Man.
I hear you. I feel like I hope it does good because I don't wish it bad. Like kind of like how the next film from Robert Downey Jr. went. I think he did the one with the animals.
Oh, Doolittle.
Doolittle, and it kind of tanked when it came to the box office and the numbers. And I know things are different now based on all this, pandemic and whatnot. But I feel like you're right. Once a specific person is seen in a role, it's kind of hard to see them out of it.
Yeah.
But it hasn't, it's not like it's impossible or we haven't seen it before where someone leaves like, I don't know, I feel like Jim Carrey did a few movies where he was very serious. Even though
there's a lot of good ones where he's like serious.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I think it was 23, one of them. And
23, like The Truman Show.
I love it. That's such a
The
great
Truman
movie.
Show, dude. That's a really good movie where he's
that's one of his first. He's very young in that
serious ones. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But ultimately, I feel like I just
Or he could be the other, other side of the spectrum and be Daniel Radcliffe and just ride the beam.
Oh, that's true.
Right.
Yeah, just ride it out and be like, yeah, dude, I'm still Harry Potter, bro.
That's true.
So.
Right. There was a picture of some girl posted, and she goes, "My brother took a picture with Daniel Radcliffe, but my brother looks more like Harry Potter than Harry Potter does." And it's true. Like the little kid looks so much like the old school Harry compared to what he is now. But also for Uncharted, apparently Antonio Banderas there's word that he might be part of it. So it'll be interesting seeing how he goes into whatever role they give him.
Right.
Maybe a minor role, like he's gonna be an archaeologist or something like that. Some background character.
Giving Antonio Banderas a background character? Are you crazy?
He's accepted that before, though. I don't know from what movies, though. But
exactly, maybe a movie. Give me a second. I have to Google.
Listen, Bruce, he's a background character.
He will always be the dad from Spy Kids for me.
That's so true. Just like her mom. Her mom was in a couple of movies, and I feel like that's the Spy Kids. That's Carmen Cortez. That's the Cortezes.
Yeah. No, even Carmen herself, like she's been in other movies, and she did it in like a super adult, like gory movie, like even with Machete. And I just kept thinking of Carmen from Spy Kids. I forgot what the movie was.
I think the problem for her, though, she was trying to take it too seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, like the other actors, they're like, whatever. They're like, whatever, yeah. Like, I'm trying to go into different roles, see how I feel about it. But no, she's like, oh, I did these movies as a kid. No, I definitely want to, do a more adult-themed movies and want it to be taken seriously.
Right.
Well, at least I think she did it like the right way, unlike Miley Cyrus, who just went crazy until she was given these adult roles.
Like, have you guys?
I'm not bashing on her. She did it. she was somebody else who was really trying to kick out of the whole Hannah Montana role. She had to do something to get out of it.
Yeah. You were gonna say something, Eric?
Yeah, sorry, friends.
No. It's just it's true. It's hard to get into a role and be seen out of it. You know,
Yeah.
I feel like the only guy that was able to do that was Forrest Gump.
Tom Hanks.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Where he played a role, but he didn't fully dive into it. It ruins his career.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like other movies.
Man, dude, Tom Hanks is so freaking.
Tom Hanks is so good. And everybody loves that movie too. I mean, that helped his career out so much.
People say he's so wholesome too, which is great to hear. You know, that's what you want us. Like, if you meet him in person, that's how you want him to be, like a wholesome guy. You don't have to be an
Right.
asshole and not
Yeah.
flick you
Not like
off because
Bruce
you asked for
Willis.
an autograph.
Exactly.
And then I don't know how much you know about Cyberpunk, but me and Leche dove into it a few episodes back as well.
That's
Cyberpunk,
true. Yeah.
Yo, that is horrible news,
2077.
bro.
Yeah, bad news for. Well, I get it because so they pushed their release date from November 19th to December 10th. So it's 21
Dude,
days.
it's the
3
third
weeks.
time, though.
Oh, is it the third?
It's the third time. Yeah,
Mm,
that's why everyone's mad at that.
yeah.
And they told them the day before they announced they were going to delay it that there was no more delays. That's what caused even more uproar on that end.
I know. I
Right.
didn't know
Like it's
about
one
that.
thing. It's one thing to like be delayed, but to say, "Nah, we're good. We're not gonna be delayed," and then be delayed.
The next day.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, damn! The next day.
yeah, literally the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, you bastards! No.
Literally, they announced like there's no more delays. It's coming out November 19th. Everyone like hope, see you on that launch day. And literally the next day, 12 hours later, like, we're sorry to inform you. Like,
No.
it looks so bad on their end, dude. It's
Felt
crazy.
like a joke, right?
Yeah.
Everyone was hoping it was a joke, dude.
Hard.
Bad taste in jokes, though.
Yeah. 100%.
Uh,
But I mean, their excuse was they're just making sure the game runs smoothly for all the systems, and apparently because there's like four different versions of the game, so they're just making sure all of that goes right. So
Well, if you think about it, they have to test it for what, 6 systems, pretty much.
yeah,
No, 5 systems: PC, Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S, Xbox One, PS4, and PS5.
yeah,
You have to test it for all those systems and make
All
sure
of
nothing goes wrong.
and let alone with the amount of customization that we spoke about as well, and the amount of colors within just the game itself, like that's a lot. You definitely have to like double check, and like get it right the first time. If not, you're getting your asshole ripped. Especially for a game that pushed back now 3 times, you have to make sure it's the best thing you're gonna put out there.
Yeah, if it doesn't, it's not even decent, bro. People are gonna tear it apart.
100%. And like you're risking a lot they're risking a lot right now with this pushback again.
I've seen some footage. It looks amazing. I mean,
Yeah, Eric, I think that's the type of game you would love, actually.
Yeah.
Since it's like an open world game. It's like Grand Theft Auto in like steampunk era.
Exactly. I feel like I enjoy GTA, but I'm not a fanatic of. I'm not a fan of the online, which I get it's it's hype. I get the it's fun, new missions, new everything. But once the main story is done for me, it's like I said, I would never get bored of going into like a random, like just the whole city of GTA 5 and playing and running away from cops and everything else. But I feel like I thrive for the story mode, and once that's over, once the collectibles are over, the game is over.
Yeah.
Right.
So Steampunk coming out, I feel like it's saying it has a huge map. So many. I mean, it has Keanu. I feel like that's the only reason.
That sold it a little bit for me.
Yeah, like he doesn't go into much, and the little things he does seem to always be a favorite for me. So
yeah.
I feel like the game's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, I think so too.
I hope so.
Yes.
I mean, that's
I
the
know,
hope.
me too. I hope so too. Based on all the delays, it's like, listen,
Get better.
yeah.
Clenching your teeth, like get better.
That's right.
Do you guys have anything else?
I'm sorry. The
I
drink went in the wrong hole.
Dude, I do. Some
Right?
little excitement, dude. I don't know if you. I know you're trying to keep your eyes and ears unopened to what I'm probably gonna tell you about the.
Do I have to mute and like
No,
leave?
I'm not. There's no leaks for you. But
Okay.
I know one of our favorite YouTubers recently just released a video, him playing the demo of one of the games that we probably want to co-stream or want to play together, which is
Yes.
Little Nightmares 2.
Yep. And it's so hard because I watch every video he posts, even though it's just like I'll watch it from like Vanoss first, and then his video comes out. I'll still watch it. I find them so funny. But like this is the first like few videos because he just posted the part 2 of the demo today for Little Nightmares, and I can't watch it. I don't want to watch it.
Don't
not until
don't
I finish. Not until I finish the first one.
So
It's hard.
that game I didn't watch the video, dude. Once you told me, hey, I'm just gonna wait until the full game's out, I'm like, he's right. I should wait too.
If I watch right now.
Who is the YouTuber?
Oh, his name is H2O Delirious.
I see.
It's a man with an incredible laugh.
Incredible laugh, and then he's done his like his publicity stuff. He's done it right. Like he hasn't like no one knows what this guy looks like. He's very famous for like having a Jason lookalike type of mask with the blue hoodie on. It's like he's
like no one knows like who he is. Like they probably know his name, but they don't know like how he looks like or anything like that. Like he lives a very private life.
Super private.
That's fun. Yeah.
For a guy who has like 20 million followers on YouTube.
And even his YouTube crew, everyone has put out their face at this point, except for maybe like two of them.
I think it's 2 of them. Only 2 of them have it.
Yeah, and then like the fact that they've gone, like Leche said, this far, the amount of viewers and watchers they have, like, and no one has an idea what these guys look like is tremendous. Yeah,
it is fun. The thing is, this guy literally recently just released that he had a kid and whatnot. We found out he was like 30 something and stuff like that. We're like, whoa.
Right, so little by little you're getting like more information.
Yeah, like you're piecing it together.
But even still, like he started a Instagram page for his baby, and he still covers up the baby's face. It's like you see the baby, but it's like the hats are going over like it's half its face, so you don't know what this baby fully looks like, which I get too, because like if you're gonna be private, someone's gonna recognize you through the baby.
That's true, right?
Especially if he's gonna be posting a lot of the baby growing up and whatnot. It's gonna slowly start to look like him or look like his wife.
Yeah,
something. Yeah, you never know who's on the internet.
That's true. That's what he does. He says so. He just wants his privacy, pretty much.
Yeah,
which is totally respectable,
100%.
I was just supposed to say that. Yeah, definitely. Hey guys, I'm excited about a game.
Oh yeah, which one?
It's called Dying Light 2.
Yes, I was looking into that a little bit for you.
Yeah, it's like I think it's out, but I'm waiting. See, I like to wait on games too because sometimes DLCs come out, and if you wait long enough, they'll have the what's it called, the all the DLCs into this one game that you can purchase rather than buying the individual DLCs.
Yeah.
For Dying Light 2, didn't it
it's
get...
not out yet.
It's not? Okay.
It's not out yet, yeah.
What, Dying Light 2?
Yes.
I was gonna say, I thought it got pushed back because I remember last year I think it was for E3. There was like a teaser showing like how dynamic the game's gonna be. Like if you make one choice, it's gonna affect this many choices, ahead or whatever. Some crazy stuff like that. So
yeah, it was. So they were announcing, in E3, they said probably around spring of 2020. But then they announced that it would be delayed indefinitely, so there is still no word about it. And especially now, with unfortunately this pandemic, God knows how much longer that's gonna be.
Definitely makes working on games difficult for these developers.
For everyone, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I mean, this is all. I don't know. I work from home, so it's like as long as I have the right setup, I can basically do anything that I'm doing at the office here.
Yeah.
Same.
So, I question how much they can do and in fact how much they can actually profit from making games. You know what I mean? Like if anything, people are home. I know, like I'm shocked, but I still do hear of a lot of family and friends who are still not working. They're still on unemployment. And they're riding the wave and they're scared. And it's totally understandable. But the fact that it's since what, January, February? I think it started in March here.
March.
March.
They actually took it seriously. Yeah.
Mid of March, and guys, the year's ending. You know what I mean? Like, it's about to be a year. I don't know. There's crazy theories going around about the pandemic itself, and
still not 100% clear to the people, man. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It's not right, and if anything, the theories look a little bit more realistic by the day.
Yeah.
I still think it's man-made, dude. Not gonna lie to you.
I mean, at this point, we just gotta stay positive, happy thoughts, put them out there, and hope for the best.
I agree. Stay, wear your mask, take your precautions, but at the end of the day, I feel like, we've seen funny memes and videos of how ridiculous and I don't know, weak. I don't know if that's the right word, but how little effect the masks actually do. But the fact that we're taking the precautions, it's good. It's scary to not know. We used to think this, and now we think that, and information is so fragile. Especially, there's a lot of lemmings out there. If you hear one thing, rather than doing the research on it, they spread it. That's dangerous on its own. But like Tito was saying, happy energy, good vibes.
Yeah, I mean, you just keep going as much as you can.
Exactly. If we're healthy, we're good. If we're not, we're praying for you. But ultimately, there's little we can do, and all we can do is just survive. Just be happy with what we got.
Survive like you'll be doing in Dying Light 2 when it comes out. Am I right, boys?
Oh,
that's
shit.
Right. If anything, this game is kind of like a simulator. You gotta be ready. You gotta be ready.
I had to bring it back somehow.
Isn't that crazy? We started the year thinking we were gonna go to war. And then nope, a pandemic.
I forgot about that.
This year's been fucked. It's so hard.
I was getting ready to lose some weight, get a free haircut. You know what I mean? Like, let's do this, whatever it takes. But it's just, I feel like it's just people trying to induce fear, and ultimately, fear is what kills us because. It brings out the worst, which is, fear brings out, you're scared, so you're vulnerable. You're willing to take any precautions to be safe, and ultimately, it's just bad energy. And I feel like Tito said, just stay positive. That's really some of the best medicine you can have. And even if you don't feel like bad things, like if you feel like bad things are happening around, fake your happiness until you make it. I swear to God, that helps.
And like we've said before, I mean, personally for me and a little bit for Techno, that's what this podcast has helped us with. It helped to like distract us from the outside world for a little bit, and also like why we love video games so much, because it takes us away. Exactly. And then again, like I've told Leche, he's my person. I could go to him. I vent to him. The door's open for him to do the same thing for me. But yeah, it's like just wear your masks. Like,
right? Just comply. Just comply and like, do what you have to do. Don't fight the system. Don't fight what they're telling you.
I mean, it's not hard. It's not hard.
Yeah. Any more news? Any more gaming news?
Well, gaming wise, let's see. Are you guys getting the new Xbox Series?
I think I might wait.
Okay.
I'm in a weird limbo right now too, because first of all, I'm moving houses.
I want to hear about that, to be honest. That's like finish your thought, but we want to go back to that because I even told Leche like that's fascinating.
Yeah. Let's
we'll go back to that. Yeah, we'll circle back.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't want to. Leche saw on Saturday, this recent Saturday, Halloween night. There was a very emotional night with me and my older sister venting because moving is so stressful.
Yeah,
let alone, I mean, you guys have, I don't want to say luxury, but like it's a benefit that you guys could still work from home. Working in a kitchen day to day with the stress of how are the numbers? Are we gonna be able to keep our doors open? Am I still gonna have a job? Like that doesn't help. And on top of that, I'm back in school and homework, and it's just a lot of stress, and I'm getting more white hairs by the day. I'm gonna be in a salt and pepper look by the end of this year, if anything. And I'm 25. I don't need this type of stress.
Right.
But yeah, it definitely has not been an easy trip with 5 different people having to come into an agreement with saying yes to one place, as Techno recently went through with his siblings and parents. But it's a little bit more rough with my parents, because as Leche knows, his 5, like they're still level-headed. My 5 were very strong, strong opinionated, strong personalities. So obviously that clashes.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I wanted to I don't want to get too much into it if you don't feel comfortable with it, but I wanted to ask what kind of house you were trying to buy.
So really, I mean, we don't want to go super far because we still have family from both sides of my family in this area here in Chelsea.
Exactly.
We just need something bigger. And I mean, my parents' main thing is parking spots, because where we live right now, we're like,
They're parking on the street pretty much.
yeah, it's only like 2-3 houses surrounded by apartment buildings.
Okay.
So parking is just annoying and difficult.
Now,
So
correct me if I'm wrong, but
Mhm.
are you guys by the Clark?
No, we're by the elementary schools. We're close to the bridge by
Oh, okay.
Revere. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we just need bigger space because I mean my youngest sister's 18, I'm 25, my oldest is 28. Like we're pretty much
Right.
adults. Like we need our privacy as well. I would like my
Definitely.
own office because having my bed right next to my desk doesn't make it easier for me to do work when I need online work.
Right. Naps are so tempting.
Yes, 100%.
I hear you. Yeah, I was the reason I'm so interested is because I have immigrant parents, and
Yeah.
for me them being as stable as they could be has always been a priority. Me growing up,
Yeah.
so me knowing that they have good jobs and they're stable on their own is awesome. But I'm also I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I didn't go to college, and I don't plan on going anytime soon. And
Yeah.
what I've realized is that a lot of the advice our parents have given us, at least for my parents who are very old timers,
Yeah.
is go to school, get good grades, get a job, or go to college and then get a good job, a stable job, and be
It's
secure.
that easy, huh?
Yeah.
Right. First of all,
Like it's that easy.
if it's that easy. And
Yeah.
second of all, I feel like we're in different times.
100%.
I feel like we live in the informational time. And this is the time where we have a lot of access to a lot of good information. And I've lived my life a lot where I've improvised, where I've realized that it just takes the right kind of mindset to dominate. It doesn't really matter, or not that it doesn't matter. It really doesn't depend on a piece of paper saying that you're an official of this or you're, et cetera, et cetera. But I realized that I make my own path. I make my own future. And I told my parents, you got to make something stable for you guys. Even if you guys, let's say, worst case scenario, got sent back, right? You got to make sure that you have something stable here. And then me having the knowledge that I gathered myself on personal financials is buy property. Real estate is amazing when you get into it, just because it doesn't devalue. People think that the market crashes and you have to sell your property. When they're mistaken. If anything, just leave your property be. Give it about 5 more years, and it'll either go back to its original price or even higher. And 100%. My parents actually got a property in Chelsea, so they were able to buy one, and it's under their name and everything. That's why it's awesome that you guys are here. There's 5 of you. It's amazing that at least you guys are going through the struggle of buying a property for all of you guys. Yeah. And I feel like it's going to give you a good experience base for when you want to buy your own property.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
I'll definitely learn buying the house that I have now. Like the process, things I didn't know, things I wish I knew beforehand and stuff like that. It was definitely a journey going through all of that.
That's crazy. Yeah. I wasn't really in the process of my parents of them buying their house, but I heard as much as I could, and I feel like I'm excited to buy my own. I don't know if Tito, I don't know if you're going through I don't know what's exactly called, but it's you get to take advantage of being a owner, first time house buyer,
Yeah,
and
first time
it's the
buyer.
3%. The point, yeah, you get
So yeah, so I know what you're talking about. But no, my parents. So everything is still gonna be underneath my parents because they don't want to take that first time buyer experience or benefits from me and my sisters.
right.
So they're still saying it's for them. Me and my sisters are just gonna be helping in any way possible.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm still gonna have that experience further down the line as well, but at least I'm
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
but at
definitely
least
try to
being
get it.
Mhm.
I was gonna say, just try to involve yourself as much as you can. Like, talk to them about that stuff, like the numbers and stuff.
No. So that's exactly the thing. Like being part of this experience right now with my parents, and then even having someone so close as Techno that already went through the process. I know I have people I could ask questions to. So I know I'm definitely going to be ready and know what I'm going to be doing when it comes to that time for myself.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Hmm.
I think the main advice I would give anyone going into real estate is, I know it might always seem like a risk, you know what I mean? But it's a good risk to take.
It's a
Where
scary process, yeah.
right, and just in general, I would go for a multifamily. I feel
Yeah.
like most people overlook the renting, and I feel like I've met, well, not met, I know of a lot of people from our own class, you and I, Tito, from 2013, who they're doing what basic life tells them. And I'm not saying that they're not happy. They probably are, but I don't feel like they realize exactly what they're going into.
Yeah.
So, they have a baby, and I'm not, congrats to them. They have a baby, or maybe they don't have a baby, but they buy a one fam house, and it's like, you're going into mortgage into that. Unless you're putting in an invested amount of money, which is, between 50, 60 grand, maybe not that much, even like between 20 plus. But, most people, I don't know. I feel like they go into one fam houses thinking this is their dream house and it's for them. And I'm not saying don't do that, but sometimes when you think a little bit bigger, you get a bigger reward.
100%.
Even understanding the word mortgage, comes from the word morgue, which is you're gonna die paying this house. You know what I mean? So it's like be understanding of that. Like
That's true.
It is. And
No, it's true.
listen,
No, he's not
I'm
wrong.
not trying to discriminate or scare anyone.
That though.
Yeah,
He's not wrong.
right. And so it's just it's a big decision, and
Big
I would
commitment
always
in this city.
and I would always want people to do it for their own benefit, which is, hey, maybe if it even takes a year or two extra, save up the money and buy a 3 apartment, buy even a bigger, complex, or I'm not a complex, I'm sorry,
Condo.
no, even bigger than a condo, just a whole building,
Whole building.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah.
where you have multiple condos that maybe you can sell each for up to a house.
You can sell
real
the
estate is so
entire
beautiful. You can do so many things with it once you understand it, and maybe you don't understand it, but just getting a little bit of knowledge gets the little, the inspiration of saying, hey, this is totally doable. And like I said, I'm not against buying, one fam houses. one family houses. I'm not against it. It's just, and especially in these times, you know, like how awesome would it be just to be collecting people's rents? You know, just as much as you have to figure out how much you have to pay rent, they have to figure it out, and it's hard times, but you know, you gotta look after yourself. And like I said, it's an investment, it's a commitment, like Leche said, and you know, just be smart about it. Like I have limited amount of knowledge, but I know where I could get more, and
it just comes back to like doing research. And
exactly.
A lot of
research. I've read a lot of good, you know, financial books and, you know, inspirational books, and I feel like it's helped me build myself where I feel confident enough to at least have a business where I could be like, hey, you know, I'm open for business. I could do logos. I could do multiple things. You know, I've worked with multiple companies. Like I said, it's a mindset, and I love the mindset that you guys are. You guys are filming. You guys are recording, and like I said, it's blessed to be here.
Yeah, well, we definitely enjoyed having you. I mean, to be honest, we pretty much hit our hour mark that we normally do. So do you guys have anything else to
add?
Just on continuing what Eric was talking about, especially this year, when I started searching for a house back in April, we had a realtor help us like look for a house because me and my sister were totally clueless. I mean, our dad can help as much as he can, but there's certain things that's different. You know, laws change throughout the things and whatever. So she told me when we were going into house buying and house seeking, it was the worst time ever to go into looking into buying a home.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She says even now it's even worse, supposedly, because people are buying thinking since the houses and stuff like that, people aren't going to be looking for it. And, you know, people have the same mindset, I guess, looking for houses. So she says that it's been stressful looking, like helping people look for homes and whatever. So,
right. I mean, listen, I don't take away from personal experience, and I feel like she's probably been in the business, you know what I mean, X amount of time, and she knows what the scoop is or what it might not be. But I feel like I've read a couple of books where there's a similar theme that seems to reoccur. And within that theme, there's a lesson that says, you know, are you taking advice from someone who owns houses? Does she own a house? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
You know, like once again, it was your realtor, and she's giving you the best advice. But it's always good to know, like, as a company, ulterior motives. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it's like, buy this property where no one wants to buy it, or I don't know. But
she was trying to throw that, but we told her, like, hey, it's our first time, and she like kind of, you know, chilled back and threw that, like, because you know how like realtors are trying to sell you homes, like, hey, you should buy this one, you should buy that one, this one, this one.
Exactly.
She stayed real with us and be like, hey, I don't think this is a good area for you guys, since you guys are looking for this and that. She kept it like 100% with us, which we really appreciate.
Awesome.
That's good.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah, because you know, like it's such a big, you know, buy where it's like you have to be 1,000% sure, and it's good to know that you have someone on your side, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, like I don't know that. For example, I'll tell you real quick a scheme I have, or a long-term goal that I plan to have. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I want to buy a property where I put in a nice down payment where I'm not really paying mortgage that much. I'm talking about maybe between 1,000 and 2,000, like a good hefty amount of down payment, and rent the place, right? Have it there for a while, let it increase in value,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's like I'm gonna look specific terms for you. I've had a couple of drinks with me, so I'm just kind of speaking out my ass. But there's something that you can do where you grab the value of the property, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's two processes you could do. One, you can grab the whole value of the real estate that you have, the property, and you can hold the money in your hands, but they have to have the taxes taken out of it for
Right.
you to have the money in your hands.
Mm-hmm.
Or there's a process where the whole amount of what your property is worth has this, let's say, ghost like current or value,
Mm-hmm.
and you can have it as credit. So now instead of just having 30% less of the full amount, you have the actual full amount, and you can say, cool, this is my credit, the full amount of the house. Let me say, okay, cool. If the house, let's say you put down payment of 20,000 and the house is worth, I don't know, 600,000. Instead
Mm-hmm.
of getting 30% taken out of that, you have the actual entire 600,000, and you can now use that as a down payment for another house or another property or another multiple property.
Yeah.
Instead of having to hold the money. So these are games that you can play within the whole system of real estate that most people aren't aware of. But once you understand the game, you could buy one house, even though it's shitty, even though it's worth less, but you understand that its full value can be used as a credit to buy even more property.
Mm-hmm. That's
and
true.
Then I don't know. So, like I said, if you guys or anyone else wants to talk about it, I'm always available. We could always have a nice little chat and exchange information. Knowledge.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, with that being said, I think that brings us to the end of our show, to be honest.
Cool.
So Eric, where can people find you if you want to get found, which I hope you want to get found, being your own personal business at this point?
Yes. So I want to disregard my Facebook because right now it's more like a personal page. And up until I do get one, for now you can find me in Instagram as ea.cre8, the number 8, and as create. And you can find me there, DM me, and I'll message you as soon as I can.
Yeah, definitely go follow him. And if you're definitely in the market for a logo, or even, I believe you said, some video editing, Erick's super easy to work with. Definitely listens. Mm-hmm, definitely listens to your needs. So please go follow and support Erick for us. Leche, what about you?
As always, you guys can find me at Leche Minuesa.
And I am at One Alpha Penguin on both Instagram and Twitter. And also remember to follow our Instagram and Twitter for the podcast at takeasip_pod. Leave a review, comment, follow, show us the love, people. And drink some water, wear a mask. By the time this comes out, hopefully everybody already voted, and
we'll see who our new president
we'll see where the world stands. Um,
Well, everyone remembered. Oh, hopefully everyone voted. Yeah, like Tito said. Yeah.
and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.
See ya.
Take care.